If you want a different life, try a different environment. Ever wonder why you can never quit that bad habit? Yes, you own the responsibility, but where you are actually plays a huge role in it. I experienced that firsthand, time and time again when I lived with my family. The TV or radio was on all the time. There was always snacks on the dining table. You can't help but look at that every time you walk by. My family members were all night owls, and I'm in bed by 10 p.m. I can't even begin to tell you how hard I try to maintain my physical and mental health in that kind of environment. So, right after I moved out in March, I reconstructed my whole environment. I never owned a TV, as you can see here. I don't have the time or mental energy to process any more information that I don't need. Snacks don't exist in my house. You know the real battle is in the grocery store. Being on the slow-carb diet obviously helped, as I don't have any rice, pasta, noodles, cheap chocolate for that matter, 6 days a week. These are all the easy things for me to change. The habit that I'm really trying to change is my sleep hygiene. Now I live alone and I have zero excuse to not fix my sleep quality. So I started testing this. No phone in the bedroom for 30 days. I think in general, I don't really struggle with sleep comparing to other people my age. Kind of. Because I have a pretty strict sleep schedule. I go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, weekday or weekend. So I think my current struggle is the fact that I tend to overthink a lot about trivial matters during luteal phase in particular. It's just recurring, unhelpful, unproductive thoughts that I can't get rid of from time to time. Or if I have coffee too late, maybe after 2 or 3 p.m, then my sleep will suffer. How did I discover about all this? Okay, I know that we shouldn't really pay too much attention on all the sleep tracking devices on your smartwatch, on your phone, whatever, but I think the trend is pretty useful. Like, I compared the data before and after I moved out and I know what's going on. So I understand how my environment plays a role in how that impacts my sleep. And this is how I discovered that during the luteal phase, the sleep schedule always shifts a little bit downwards. I'm staying longer in bed, but not really sleeping longer. So sometimes overthinking is my internal struggle. It has nothing to do with the noisy environment when I was living with my family. I tried increasing looking at the daylight first thing in the morning. I tried not having coffee after 2 or 3 p.m. I tried increasing my movement during the day. And I tried to wind down 30 minutes before bed by stretching or doing some mobility exercise. I'm not getting into reading yet because all I consume is like personal development, finance, entrepreneur materials that will get my brain all fired up so that I can't sleep. That's why I don't read before bed. I don't want to read any fiction because I don't want to get addicted. This is weird, but anyway. But still, it seems like there are some internal stuff that I need to solve in order to get my sleep to the next level. Maybe that's my stress level. And I decided to experiment not having phone in my bedroom for 30 days because I know the impact of phone and scrolling and information consumption, all that kind of things, how that impact not just sleep but also mental health. The light from the screen and also the information that you consume and the subtle comparison that you have when you are like in bed, not having any makeup on, feeling a little bit insecure, and then you look at all the other people's highlight reels. It's just not healthy. I know that. I kind of personally quit Instagram and I have nothing to scroll, literally. But still, my brain can always find something to distract myself with. So I think scrolling is all in all just a compulsive behavior, and there is something that you can do about it. And I think James Clear said somewhere that one of the best ways is to replace the bad habit with the good habit. So instead of scrolling, I can start doing more stretching or mobility exercise, as I mentioned. This is what I have tried in the last 30 days. So 30 minutes before bed, I tune down the light, and then I just do some exercise I found on YouTube. I'm constantly working on my shoulders, my ankles, and my hips, so I do need to stretch, and I do need to be more flexible and agile. I don't think I need to tell you the consequence if you don't get good quality sleep consistently. Your energy level, your mood, your alertness all drop. That means you will perform more poorly at work or at school or during your workout, anything. You don't feel like moving much, and you will be in a bad mood. You will also tend to eat more sugary and oily food. Listen to this podcast episode here in which Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about sleep with the sleep expert Dr. Matthew Walker. So I set up the sleep and wake up time on my iPhone, and 30 minutes prior I will get the reminder that it's time to wind down. And I also set these automatic lights to be off at 10 p.m. Otherwise, I will be looking at my screen whole night long. And I also set up my environment by having my massage gun sitting on the carpet and dimming the light to signal my eyes and my brain that it's ready. I'm ready to go to bed. It's time to unwind. Basically, I treat myself like a kid again with some strict bedtime routine. And this is a quick note about alcohol intake. I now only drink on Sunday afternoons, and I do it quite early, like before 4 p.m. I will have like 2 to 3 shots, and that's all my alcohol intake for the week. I think, to me, caffeine is more of a problem than alcohol when it comes to my sleep. But I think it's not the biggest concern at the moment. Screen time and also the stress that has been going on in my head is more of an issue. I think my sleep score is pretty much the same because I go to bed and wake up pretty much the same time every day since I moved out. But in general, it's easier for me to fall asleep. On most days, I wake up feeling good. My overall energy level is also good, and I try not to rely on the second cup of coffee in the afternoon. I also track my energy level on Notion every day in my daily journaling, and on most days they are good. On the bad days, it's because of my hormone fluctuation. And I think my working memory is also fine. I'm learning languages, I'm working, I'm trying to achieve all the other goals, and I feel like I'm cognitively and physically in a good place. So going forward, I'm definitely going to keep the habit. No phone in the bedroom, and try not to use the phone 1 hour before bed. I will also increase my daylight viewing. Currently, I'm only doing that like 3-4 times a week. And I still have a lot of work to do in terms of lowering my stress level and taming my mind. But it's definitely a very interesting experiment, and now I don't see any reason why I have to bring my phone in my bed. It's great. If you haven't been doing that already, give it a try and see how you go. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and check out my personal development playlist here, in which I talk about everything about discipline, productivity, and more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.